Man with that 20 stacking, my bro, see that, you ain't getting that back. And I ain't gonna lie, more time, I don't wanna rap. T-shirt got more bodies than gang, and I bet she's still gonna cap. Slim thing with a waist, can I look like Kyle look Ray? More time, my face on L look mate. Can't get caught up down with big.
What's good, people? It's your boy Rhino. Welcome to Rhino MGTV. This is my Manchester United match reaction. This is Let's Talk United. Brighton 0, Manchester United 2. What an interesting football game. Quite boring. Make sure you smash the likes, by the way. Smash the likes, people. Please subscribe, and please, if you do subscribe, please make sure to put post notifications on. Yeah, man. It was a boring game, man. Quite a boring game. And as you can see from my thumbnail and my title, Dalot is the player of the season for Manchester United, man. Dalot has been so consistent throughout the course of the whole season. He's been our best player, man. Over the course of the whole season, over the course of all the performances that over the 38 games in the Premier League, I can't really remember him in the Champions League. We were very poor in the Champions League. I know Højlund was quite decent in the Champions League. I can't really remember the Champions League, to be fair, but FA Cup as well. There's been a couple moments Dalot's had. He's just been consistent, you know. He hasn't really dropped a lower than a 7 out of 10, I don't think, or lower than the average performance. He's always been average, like very, very above average or great, you know, whether it's inverting, whether it's overlapping. He's had a few moments, a few bozo moments of him falling asleep at the back, you know, especially with the defense being disjointed at times. But yeah, United get the 3 points. We finished 8th in the Premier League, below Chelsea, below Newcastle, and no European football. And for me, it's what the team deserves. You know, we can talk about what makes sense for the team, what makes sense going into the next season in regards to just opportunities, you know. Obviously, if we win the FA Cup, we can get European football, but let's be honest, you know, City have just done the 4-peat. I'm going to do another video on that as well. Unlucky to Arsenal as well. I wanted Arsenal to win the league. But we'll talk about all of that on another video. But yeah, the Brighton United game was quite flat. You know, Brighton dominated most parts of the game. They should have had a few chances to put the ball in the back of the net. They did have a few chances to put the ball in the back of the net, and they just didn't take them, man. And it was just one of those games. You don't take your chances and you get punished. You know, United always have the quality for players to stand out and do their thing. You know, Dalot with an absolute cracker. Well, not a cracker, but it was just a nice opportunity he took and just a clean finish. Højlund's one was more of a cracker. It was just a nice, clean shot on the far post. Højlund did change the game, I would say. You know, being that focal point, being that player. They say he has no hold-up play, and I would admit his hold-up play is not the greatest, but it's there. You know, first half of the season when he wasn't scoring goals, he was doing quite well. Then he kind of got lost into that wrestling kind of battling players and not knowing how to do it quite well. And, you know, he hasn't really been too great, you know. And I said when he scored his goal against, who did we beat last again? I can't even remember. Was it Newcastle? I hope this might be the start of the building of his confidence. And this is clearly it. You know, Højlund looks like a confidence player. Højlund looks like a player that you have to manage well, and when you manage him correctly, you get the best out of him. You know, coming off the right wing, which a few people have suggested, and I've suggested quite earlier on in the season, he would be better. But I think when he comes on second half of the games, he has more of an impact. He has more of a confidence. You know, some might argue that players are tired and, you know, that's now he's playing against tired legs. But I think for Højlund, it's just about confidence. Once you get confidence out of him and you play him in the right position and you have the team around him that's going to complement each other, a front three that will complement each other, wingers and a striker that are going to work together in unison and have a good system and a good chemistry, I think you see a much different, much better Højlund. And my thing was just not to write him off. So yeah, big up Højlund on scoring again. It was a good finish. You can say that the defending was poor, but you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. If you miss that, no one would say nothing. No one would have any context behind it. You know what I mean? Oh, Højlund's crap and all of these names, Asmus and all of that. You know, it's his first season. You know, I would be on Højlund watch second season, but definitely management has to play these players correctly and get the right profiles in, and then we can see what he can do next season. So big up Højlund, big up Dalot. Like I said, he's been so consistent throughout the course of the whole season. He's rarely dropped a stinker, and if he has, most likely the club, the whole team dropped a stinker. You know, he's been the standout player in a lot of games. He's worked really hard. You could tell he's playing for the badge. You know, he likes to be in the final third quite a lot. He likes to invert. He overlaps and inverts as well. So you do find him on the inside. You do find him overlapping when you got players like Rashford on the pitch and stuff like that. You do find him in the middle, like having shots onto goal, especially when we're taking like corners and stuff. He's on the edge of the box, you know, or when we're having certain breaks, you know, Dalot likes to find himself very advanced. So yeah, big up Dalot, man. But yeah, man. The game was boring. I don't think we're gonna win the FA Cup final. I'd love to win it because it's a trophy, you know. Ahmad seemed to have a quiet game. He was effective. Him and Kobe linked up quite a few times. I liked Ericsson and Højlund's link up. I'm trying to think if Ahmad and was off by the time Højlund came in. I think Ahmad was off, yeah. But yeah, man, Ahmad didn't really have a great game, but you're gonna have these inconsistencies, you know. But yeah, man, it was just a boring game. We got the 3 points. Brighton looked tired. The Zerbi's leaving as well. I guess I need to do a video on that, on where I think he's going. I might do a live actually later on. But yeah, I don't know pretty much what to say. Ericsson looked okay when he came on. Varane was Varane when he came on. He was decent. Casemiro had a good game. Even though he played out of position, he was decent. Amrabat had a poor game. He had a poor game. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. 8th in the league. No European football. Don't think we're gonna beat City. If we do, you know, great. And yeah, Ten Hag, I said on my last match reaction, it's a bit too little too late. And that's what it is for me. Like, don't just play the right players and do the right things just because your job's on the line. Do it because you're trying to move forward and progress with the club, you know? And I would always give Ten Hag his props when he does well, but over the course of the whole season, he has let me down dramatically. Just the way he's managed players, his team selection, his tactical setup. Yeah, he's let me down this season, man. And I'm not even, you know, I don't even care what people say of why you've been negative with one. I have to give an overall summary of how I feel. And yeah, we just need to start moving forward, start getting rid of the dead wood at this team, get rid of the players that we don't need, start bringing in the right profiles and build a foundation, build a baseline at this club. You know, let's get a good left back. Let's get a decent right back that can double up with Dalot. You know, like a good, well-performing right back. Let's get some centre backs in. Let's get another DM and another 8. Let's get a competent striker that can lead the line for Manchester United. And let's get some good wingers. We need quite a lot at this club. But what I was saying is that we need to build the foundation. Let's build a baseline, a structure, a team that can just do all the basics, have a certain system, have a certain style of play, you know, have some patterns in there, and then we can work on the quality. Once we build the foundation, we plant all the seeds, you know, set the garden in the way we want, then we can start improving the flowers that we see there. We just need to build the foundation first, because we don't have no foundation at this club. We don't have no ethos, no culture, no structure. We're starting to have a structure now. You know, we've got the likes of Blanc in Claude Blanc in working up above Obviously, Ashworth, Wilcox. I think Wilcox has confirmed they're waiting for Ashworth to be sorted out from us getting him from Newcastle. We have Baradet starting at the start of the season. We're starting to have a good structure, a footballing structure. So let's start scouting the right players. Let's build the foundation. Let's start offloading some of these players that have been here too long and need to move on. And let's start bringing in the right profiles. And I think we could take it from there, people, man. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. That's my Brighton, Manchester United match reaction. United win 2-0 away from home, winning at the Amex Stadium. De Zerbi's last game is going to be interesting to see where De Zerbi goes as well. Yeah, so make sure you let us smashing the likes. Anything that I've missed out, leave a comment down below. And as always, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's your boy Rhino, and I'm out. Peace.
Man with that 20 stack, if my bro see that, you ain't getting that back. And I ain't gonna lie, more time, I thought on a rap. T-shirt got more bodies than gang, and I bet she's still gonna tap. Slim ting with a waist. Can I look like Kyle, look real? More time, but her face on L, mate. Can't get caught up town with big.